Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I'm always worried. Sorry, I'm always worried that the stupid stream is gonna. Sometimes it'll work. Hi, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. We will be building, if you hadn't guessed already, a miniature STH-10. And if any of you guys have stuck around for long enough, you'll know that my first live stream was actually an STH-10. I need to avoid saying fun fact. Well, one fun thing to know about that Siren is that particular model, that gray one that I built, that went to my best friend. He lives in Oregon, so it went quite a long ways, and yeah, he loves it. I mean, he really enjoyed it. So yeah, I gave me a lot of joy. So yeah, he was also one of my first customers, actually the first customer, like the first order. So yeah, he's awesome. Anyway. Here's the second STH-10 I will be building, I guess, to sell. Once again, if you guys have any questions regarding my channel or my business, please let me know. I'll try to answer them. For safety purposes, I have I added a 10-second slow mode to the chat. I know it's the weekend, everybody's wild, so this is just so we don't go too crazy. Hello, Harold Hi-Hat. Good to see you here. RC Cars and Planes, Velocity 250, ACA fan. Wow, so many great people here. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much. There are already like almost 20 people watching, so thank you guys so much. Right. Nothing's really holding me out or holding me back. I'm building a mini P10 while watching this. Cool. Yep. Yes, it is time. Hi. Harold Hi-Hat is a Cheez-It. Yo, me and Milk Models, other Miles are going to... Oh, yeah, he's Miles. I forgot his name also. Are gonna have an even bigger Siren meetup tomorrow. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Miles, when you got that one tornado warning, did a tornado touch down? I don't know which one you're talking about. And are you talking about that video? That really old video I took down? Yeah. Well, let me know. Yeah, that half-scale Model 5 is crazy. That Model 5 BT, yeah. That is crazy. Nope, stream's lagging. Seriously? Okay, guys, if the stream's lagging, it's most likely your Wi-Fi, because... Well, actually, hang on. My Wi-Fi connection's actually not good, because my house is super long. Anyway, I wish I had that Wi-Fi extender nearby. Tomorrow's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Jade Gaming. How much is the 2T22? Okay, so I haven't fully verified I'm going to be selling that, but if I do, it will be... I think... Oh, I forgot. Let me go check. Let me go check. Hang on. I think... how much was it going to be? No, really, how much was it going to be? I can't remember. Catalog. Come on. Okay. Right now, I have it priced at $135. I know that sounds outrageous, but you have to consider how long it takes to print a 2T22, and it's larger size and more expensive parts. But yeah, that is nothing compared to a 3T22, by the way. My gosh, that thing is expensive to produce. So I'm not even going to try selling those. Anyway, $235 for that. I'll see if I can sell other dual rotor models like the Model M or some of my Sentry Sirens like the 40 V2T or the 15 V2T. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the video I took down. Yeah, I think a tornado did touch down, but it was like nowhere near me. It was just close enough that I was in a tornado warning. Maybe I should put that video back up if enough people like it. But it was right when I first started my channel, so I didn't really know what my channel was going to be about yet, and I just, yeah. Oh, hi, Storm Rail Fan 96. Oh, yeah, thanks. I don't know. Subject to change on the 2T22. You know, I need to verify that I can actually sell those effectively. Anyway, let's see now. I'm going to get started, as always. We're going to... Let me just get some stuff. I have to unload some stuff. By the way, this is like... I almost dropped it. This is the packaging my motors come in. For ages 14 and up. It's kind of funny how they have to put that in there. And then choking hazard. But yeah, this is the company that makes them. UDEX, and I mean they probably produce the nicest 130 motors I've ever bought. Oh yeah, the 16V 1TB would be a good one to sell. No brush loosening needed. Absolutely. Yeah, and 390 motor sirens in general are just more complicated. It's easier to have two little motors working together instead of one big motor. So absolutely, I will definitely consider selling the 16B. But it does have 16 horns, all of which are, come in two different pieces. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of printing. But yeah, I look forward to actually trying to sell the 16V one day. All right, there's our motors. Yeah, it's like an unboxing video. Yeah, where is Siren Bench? It's okay that he's not here, but no, the STH-10 does not have snap-in horns. If I did, it would just get rid of all the screws, and it would make it, in my eyes, like not very authentic. So, also, I really don't feel like redesigning it right now. That's the truth. And I do it with the STL-10, other sirens like that are horned, and yeah, the only siren I currently have that has snap-in horns is the 2T22 and 3T22 because, sorry, I'm just throwing that away. Those two models just have the stacked horns thing. So yeah, I needed that at pop-in. Yes, I'm going to keep the models on Tinkercad. If I have any issues with that, I can just report them. And because my files are published under a license that protects them from other people selling them, then I can get them in trouble. So yeah, I've actually had to do that once. And it worked. 8th scale MS-190. That'd be small. You mean sirens with the start of the horn being square? The STL-10 is like that. And heck, I could even do it with the STH-10 because, I mean, instead of a screw, I could just have like a bump here that just kind of clicks in place with the stator here. But it's just, again, authenticity. Like, imagine these screws weren't here. This STH-10 would look so weird. It's kind of gutting it. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, get my Model 5 and give it a Fidel code housing. What future sirens do you plan on making? Great question. I have one. I didn't really want to leak it. I've leaked it to a few people, but guys, I mean, come on. I want to start making chain-driven sirens that use a gear reducer. I call them chopper motor to rotator sirens. That's not really that's not really a generalized term, but if you think about it, you know what I mean. I'm talking about sirens like the P10. Yes. No, don't be sorry to ask. I am literally, the other day I was modeling a P10. I'm trying to see how practical that is. I don't know if that's going to be like a reality yet, but I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying, guys. All right, now we'll just do what we always do. I like using this little arm thingy, or this motor mount, I guess, and it just holds the motor in. Yes, RC Cars and Planes, I would love for you to test print a P10 if I did make one. I'm not making a P15, guys. I don't want it being coded, okay? To tell you the truth. I don't. All right, now let's see here. I think, yeah, there's a few advantages to printing stuff in white. One of them is that white filament is super cheap because I think when they initially make it, it already comes white. So they have to dye. They don't have to dye it, which saves a lot of money. But like white filament shows everything. Okay, I mean like, white filament shows absolutely every tiny artifact. It's just I wish I didn't do that. Did you run out of that fancy matte filament yet? Honestly, almost. I have a lot of black of that filament. So I'll keep printing Model 2 and Model 5 cores with that. Actually, there's one in here, the 2T here. But unfortunately, I'm very close to running out of the red. Gosh, and I'd buy more of that stuff, but it's like $30 per spool. It's absolutely insane. So I'm not going to be doing that yet. So bear with me, guys. I will keep buying standard Elegoo PLA because it's reliable and it's cheap, and yeah, it's good. Yes, the mini Q2 that Harold made is awesome. I actually might make that. And the brake mechanism, too, is, like, pretty easy, you know? The horns are sacrificing the rotor intake and mount. Oh, yeah. Well, guys, imagine if I remove the screws from all the horn screws. There'd be no screw holes on top here. And, like, what else? Oh, yeah, the intake would be totally different. I know this intake's actually not super accurate because it only has 12 screws here. There's supposed to be, like, 6 holding on the intake and 12 screw holes for the horns, but come on, guys. This Siren's at a small scale, like such a small scale that I have to apply a little bit of simplicity. So that's why I did that instead. Oh, yeah. The rotor here, though, I mean, it's pretty accurate. I don't see anything really wrong with this. Yeah. Wait, if somebody makes a mini small Siren, it is technically a micro Siren. Well, I guess my 3T22 falls into that category because it's only 6th scale, and everybody's making like 3rd scale and 4th scale ones. So since they're smaller than the majority, oh yeah, the Cyclone here is like that too. Since they're smaller than the majority of those mini, you know, Sirens of those models, I call them micro sometimes. So yeah, and 8th scale Sirens are like that too, like my STH-10, you know, or Sirens like that in general. Let me. Goodness, didn't I have a screwdriver? Why am I missing a screwdriver? Oh, darn. I feel so funny. Okay. Actually, 1/6 is not too small. It's not. Oh, for an MS-190? Oh, yeah, that's way too small. You need one of those tiny, like, drone motors or something. Yeah. All right. I actually remember for Sirens like this, and I'll clean up these horns. I just put them out like this to make it look cool. For Sirens like this, I need to regulate the pitch, obviously, and I need to. Oh yeah, I'll get the fancy electric screwdriver in just a little bit. I don't need it right now though. What I'm going to do here is actually build the intake and legs first, and I know this kind of takes a minute, but how long does it usually take for you to build one STH-10? Okay, so assembly time, like what I'm doing right now, I'm going to guess. Oh, yeah, wait till the stream ends. I'm going to guess probably like an hour and a half. That's because all I have to do is build the intake, regulate the pitch, wire everything up, and I'm not going to attach the horns. I'm not going to attach the horns because the user is going to have to do that. If you guys remember from my first stream, which was 3 months ago, I built the first STH-10, the first miniature Siren I sold, by the way, and I assembled the horns on that, which I didn't have to do. So anyway, I'm not doing that. Oh, yes, here it is. I brought it out. I just wasn't even thinking. I brought it out. I just unconsciously grabbed it while I was lost in thought. Yeah, anyway, that was funny. Yes, guys, it's the fancy electric screwdriver. All hail the fancy electric screwdriver. Yeah, if you guys want me to, like, I don't know, share a link to where you can buy one of these, I would highly recommend one. Just don't drop it because then all these bits come out, and it's quite the mess to clean up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I charged it. I found out the batteries were dying. I charged it, and now it's like really loud. So, yeah. It's very speedy, too. And I got a new screw kit because I know these actually last quite a while, but they still eventually run out. So let's see. I usually use M2x8s for the legs. By the way, when I got this is completely scattered. Guys, this entire thing was empty, meaning all its screws were scattered amongst all the other ones around it. And there were like, I found M2x4s and M2x5s. Whoop. Like I found, oh shoot, I just lost it. I found tiny screws like that all the way on this side. So I don't know how, but they somehow traveled this far. Oh my gosh. Yeah, anyway, that was one nasty mess to clean up. But I finally did it. Not even a manufacturer can sort their screws properly. Yeah. All right. What size is this? Is this an M2x6? Yeah, it is. Sorry, I messed up these things. Wait, that's an M2x5. Hang on. Whatever. Hang on. Sorry, guys. The difference between an M2x5 and an M2x6 is just minute. It's actually like not like the difference is not even there. So there you go. There. I use M2x8s for the legs, so I'm going to be using those today here. Oh yeah, 712 port prototypical 2T22, 3T22 thing. Yeah, I heard they are. I don't think they actually ever made those. There's no evidence. I think they screwed up the poster real bad. That's what they did. Yeah. Wow, I look like Dr. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Fassler, the bad guy from The Princess and the Frog. No offense. I'm going to have to look that guy up. That is so funny. I was watching your videos when the Cambria 3T22 you made was in progress while I was adding a buck converter to mine. Yeah. Yeah. Not even 144p. Velocity 250. I must say it's probably your Wi-Fi or my Wi-Fi. If the stream is lagging for everyone else, it's my fault because I'm on one side of my very long house and there's only one Wi-Fi router on one end. So yeah, I have been around here since the Super Sirens. Oh man, that's been a while ago. How is the Mini 3T? Yeah, it is awesome. I mean, I think it still works. I used it, or I should probably test it again, just make sure those dampers are working. Those dampers are, I mean, thus far have been extremely reliable. I haven't had any like issues with them fully opening or returning. I really want a 3D printer, but I only have a 2D printer. Yeah. I don't even think he's going to think about making a Model 3. Yeah, I considered that, but Model 3s are super unpopular, unfortunately, so womp. I remember the version 1 SD10. I was around then. I know I'm old. Well, when you mean version 1 SD10, it's probably the first public version of my SD10. It's a lot older than that. It used to use, there was this user on Printables. His name was Just Pink for now, and he modeled an SD10 rotor and stator. And I borrowed his model because I couldn't design an SD10 rotor and stator. It was that long ago. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, dang it. I need to magnetize this bit. Every time I have to magnetize the bit. I don't know if that's something I should just do. I have a 1D printer. All right, sorry if the camera is, like, shaking. But yeah. Come on. Sorry, I think I magnetized it. Yeah, Miles, for us broskies, can you release your Mini Model 2 for 2D printers on the alternate website StinkerCAD? Guys, if you want to print a 2D Model 2, just get a picture of a Model 2 and just print it on a piece of paper. 2D Model 2. What am I doing? I haven't even assembled anything. StinkerCAD is hilarious, though. Print a PNG of a Model 2. All right. So, guys, I got the fancy electric screwdriver to aid me in my builds. Oh, yeah. So, I did do a minor update on the STH-10. Like, I'm not saying, guys, reprint your old ones. They suck. I'm saying this is to improve ones built in the future from now on. So I did this a while back, but now I made the legs, like, there's actually spacing between the edge of the intake and the screw, if that makes any sense. Like, before, the legs used to, like, touch the bottom like that. That's not super accurate, but now they're just a little bit above. Yeah, stupid things like that. And another thing I did was, and this is big, the hole here, it was originally 3.5 millimeters in diameter. Turned out that was too small for the bare USB cables I shove in there, and it wouldn't fit. So I'd have to trim some of the skin off of the USB cable. Yeah, I just I made the hole literally a tiny bit bigger. Now it's 4 millimeters, and now the USB cable fits in here perfect. My gosh, that just saves so much time. Does the 2001 or Super Sirens still exist? Yes, actually, both those models have been improved upon since I made videos of them, and they're still available on Tinkercad. Thing is, why am I using this? Thing is, I don't see like anybody try to print my Super Sirens. I don't know why nobody's done that yet. So I can't verify that it works. If it doesn't work, somebody let me know, please. Try to redesign it. But I did redesign it quite a bit, so I don't know. It should be improved somewhat. So if you want to print that, you can. I can toss a link in the chat if you need. But yeah, in the 2001, I know it's quarter scale and it's huge, so I don't make sirens like that anymore, really. But it's still available to print. I'll see about making a newer version that's in a smaller scale, like 6 scale, because I love smaller scale sirens like that. Oh, is it my Wi-Fi? Is it lagging for everyone? Sorry. I used to have a Wi-Fi extender, and it wasn't working anymore, so we threw it away, so we got to get a new one. And now, I don't know if you guys can even hear me, but yeah, Wi-Fi is pretty slow over here. I'm at 2 bars right now. So, yeah, and it hasn't changed since let me just try 5G. Yeah, it's probably my Wi-Fi. Sorry, guys. Now that I think about it, that recently happened. What version are we on of the Super Sirens? Gosh, I've done so many tiny nitpicky changes, so I'm not going to count all those. But right now, the rotor design is accurate. The stator design is accurate. The scaling should be accurate. I verified that it's indeed 8th scale. So thanks, Sweet Tea Sirens, because he actually owns a real Super Sirens. He measured the rotors for me, and I was able to go based off that. So that's been improved. What else? I also increased the polygon count of the rotors and stators because they were like really low quality. Some parts were just like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what version I'm on. One of the biggest changes I made recently on that is one of the biggest changes I made recently on the Super Sirens is actually the rotator. It's taller and more accurate now because the rotator was way too short before. And what else? Gosh. Oh, yeah, the buck converters that go inside. Not only do they screw onto the bottom of the rotator, which is really nice for holding them in, but they also stack on top of each other. So it makes wiring it easier, and you don't have to glue them in there, which just sucks. So yeah, I have improved upon that quite a lot. So I hope that answers your questions. Oh, hello, David. Yes, the Sterling Model M still exists. I have all variants of that. I don't know. I still get lots of remixes on that, actually. I have all the fun, wacky port ratios. I have a 1616 port Model M right next to me. If you guys want to see it, I can take it down. I was actually just testing it yesterday, and it sounds awesome. Oop. PS1 graphic Model 5 when? Or just like a siren that has a low poly count as a joke, maybe for April Fools. Yeah, I'll make the rotor and stator 12 like polygon count, like it'll just be a 12-sided shape. Or maybe 16, yeah, 16 or something, because it's within multiplications of 8. Yeah. That would be so funny. No, guys, April Fool's joke. I released the prototypical STL-10, the one with black horn, or the one with the nasty old horn design that just was literally just a square and a cylinder that I shoved together. Oh yeah. Legs. Oh yeah, 1216. Yep. Also, if I do sell Model M's, I will sell it in all of its wacky port ratios. So you literally could eventually in the future buy a 1216 port Model M or an 88 port one or a 1212 or an 812 or something like that. So I might still have that old STL-10. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, the Cyclone back here. Yep, it's for sale. Well, it will be for sale. It is my most expensive siren in my lineup right now. Is this siren a 12? Yes, it is 12 port. It's the STH-10. Ultra rare trapezoid horn STL-10. More like squares, but yeah. Yeah, I actually have a square horn STL-10. That's my red one. Okay. Dang it. The electric screwdriver is great, but it's a little too abrasive for this kind of job. So I'm going to do it by hand. Here we go. The electric screwdriver is great for putting in horns. It's not great for putting in legs because I have to be really careful. No, I'm not going to make a Super Banshee. I'm sorry, that siren was completely overshadowed by the 2T22 and the 3T22, and I find it too similar to the regular Banshee, which I already have a model of. And also, I don't want to print those skirts. Those look hard to print. I try to avoid sirens that are like that. And here I am printing screamers. So, yeah. I'd like to make a point with my miniature screamer. It's an S2. If you guys don't know this, the S2 is kind of one of the less popular screamers, but they're awesome. Basically, they're small enough that they're comparable to like a Federal Signal Model 2, so they're pretty cool. No, I'm not making an S10, or at least not right now. The problem with the S10 is that it's just too similar to my Banshee because it uses the same exact core, and it's what else? Oh, yeah, I guess I just didn't want to print the louvers on that thing. Honestly, I don't know why I don't have an S10, but it'd be pretty tiny in 8th scale. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I know I said I'd make an S10, but I changed my mind. I remember saying that too. Yeah. I don't think they have Model 3Ts. Also, I'm not making a Model 3. Sorry. All right, now this is pretty cool. When I'm putting on the intake, well, I mean, I have to get there first, but when I'm putting this on, yeah, no, you can't easily convert my S2 to an S10 because they're at completely different scales and use completely different parts, but you can try. It just won't be very accurate unless you heavily modify it. When are you making a 4T33? Oh, yeah, using Banshee parts. The Banshee core for that would be accurate. But, guys, I don't really have a need to make an S10. It's just another 912 port siren, and I already have a lot of those. So ST10, Model 5T, Banshee. So I don't know, maybe. I guess they also came in 8-port, right? Yeah, 8-port. Oh, an 812 2T22 would actually be awesome. And what's actually crazy is that they did have 8-port Model 5 rotors. You know, the 15-inch ones, the C2 1/2 ones. So they would actually fit in there. They just don't make stators for them. Yeah, I don't know why those don't exist. They did do that with the Super Banshee, though. They made it 812. All right. You should make a series on your website called Tiny Sirens, where you make 10th scale to 18th scale sirens that can actually work. Wow. So I feel like a 10th scale siren would be practical. This is only 8th scale. You know, it's pretty small, but it works, fully functional. 10th scale would be like, instead of being like this tall, probably be like that tall. It'd be small. The stator would be like, instead of this big in diameter, it'd be like that big in diameter. It'd be like a 40 millimeter rotor, or like a 1 or 2, like probably like a 1-inch rotor or something tiny like that. That would be kind of funny. What would be the visual difference between a Model 5 and a Model 7? Okay, Model 5s and Model 7s are literally the same. The only thing that makes them different is just the horsepower. They can sometimes be differentiated by the motor height. Allegedly, Model 7s have slightly higher motors, so you can see the stators a little higher. But anyway, that's why if somebody says I don't have a Model 7, they're kind of wrong, because I do. It's a Model 5. They're the same thing. So, yeah. However, I don't have a Model 3, and I'm not making one. Sorry. On the Model 7 Shroud, there's a maintenance hatch. That's not entirely true. Later Model 7s didn't have the maintenance hatch thing. As the same for all the models. For the longest time, I thought that a 2T22 was an STH-10 and STL-10 together. Legit. I actually thought that too when I was like first becoming an enthusiast. I don't know why. Even though I knew it wasn't 712 port, I just kind of pieced it together. It would make sense too, you know. Federal could legitimately sell like a 10-port motor over rotor siren using the 2T22's parts, you know, but they didn't. They're like, let's make an STH-10 instead, or let's make an STL-10 instead. But they're cool, but I just don't. I wonder why they're not that modular. Why were there no 3T19s, 2T19s? Hang on, let me think here. 12. Oh, I get it. 19 horns. Well, first off, that's a really weird number. But yeah, I guess a 712 port 2T22 would be a 3T19. Custom mini sirens for your website. All right, those go really hard. Like, custom mini sirens are usually harder. And they're custom, so I don't know. 710 2T22 prototype 1. Oh, that'd be so cool. Unfortunately, I don't think there are any records of Federal Signal ever making any 710 port sirens. That credit goes to Harry O'Ritchie. I'm thinking of far future having my website for my custom sirens. IRL and EMC. Yeah. For the longest time, I never knew a Thunderbolt was a Model 2 inside, and I thought they had 10 horsepower motors because of the tag. That's so fair, yeah. And they're so big, they're not even really mistakable for, like, a Model 2, but they are, you know? Like, they really are in reality. It's kind of hard to believe sometimes. What else did I used to believe? I think I used to believe that the STL-10's rotor was directional. I don't know why. One of those things I just didn't need to... One of those things I was kind of overthinking. Yeah. I don't know why. White 15V2T. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 15V2T. I will see about selling those, okay? I'm considering it. It's been 31 minutes. Good point. I need to get going. I get carried away talking to you guys. One of these years, I need to see Siren Con. That is something I just need to. I don't want to say scratch off the bucket list, but kinda. I want to see that sometime in my life. I want to meet a bunch of you guys. That would be so awesome. Pennsylvania. Oh gosh, guys. Even if I went to Pennsylvania, I wouldn't leak that on the internet. I don't want to be followed. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I almost knocked over the electric screwdriver. All right, guys, prepare to hear an STH-10 2001 because this is probably going to be overpitched. But here's the first initial test. Whoa. Oh. It's a 14-port siren. Oh, I forgot one thing. I didn't put a weight in the rotor. Duh. I didn't put a weight in the rotor. Also, sorry, I didn't put a weight in the rotor, and I need to add way more resistors than that. That's puny. Rare 14-port. All right. Would 110% recommend? Yeah. Wish there was a siren museum. Heck, there probably is somewhere. There's civil defense museums, and that's kind of it. Okay. What, is this a new... No, it's not a new pack. What on earth am I doing? Okay. Here we go. I know this is just one measly ohm of resistance, but I'm going to see what this does. I have to chain a lot of these together. Also, adding the weight does add a tiny bit of drag to the rotor, so it will probably cause it to slow down just a bit. Okay, so that's the end of this. I've used all the weights in here. I just have these two, so that's gone. Here we go. STH-10 equals Q2B. Okay, good. That does fit. Like, slide. Look at this. Oh, whoops. Look at this. It's not supposed to do that. And that's why we get glue. Guys, you're going to really laugh at me, but I used to think that the Hamilton, Ohio Super Sirens was 712 port. I don't know why. I really did. I actually legitimately believed it for a while. And then I just, what was it? Oh yeah, then I read the ARS wiki. Then it said it was 710. I was like, oh, I'm wrong. Then I asked people. They're like, yeah, it's 710. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I can't even think of any 712 port sirens ever produced in history. Everybody's like, oh, STH-10 plus STL-10. But yeah. Who thinks 816 port sirens sound good? They sound great, but honestly, 816 is one of those port ratios where since 8 is just half of 16, it almost sounds single tone, but it's technically dual tone. Yes, I remember the quarter scale Thunderbolt 1003. Yeah, do let me know how that's going. Sorry, I'm just blowing on this glue. I used to be scared of 710. I'm still scared of it a little bit. Yeah. It's a little extra glue here because it's might slide. Okay, bye, ACA fans. See you later. Haven't been able to work on it recently. Oh, that's okay. Take your time on that. I don't expect people to make a 1003 in like, a month or something. 8, 9, 12 port Cyclone. When? And 4.6 of 8, 4.6 half of 812 Model 2T. No, guys, I actually I had this wacky idea to mess around with possible port ratios that could be on the Model 2 or Model 2T. 4.6 is one of them. Instead of 5.6. I mean, they technically kind of have 5.6 2Ts, but they're modified. 4.5 standard, that's 810. 5.6 is 1012. So 4.6 would be 812. What else? Oh yeah, there's also 3.4. 3.4 equals 912. So yeah, it'd be so cool to have a 912 port sounding Model 2T. Can someone please explain how Sentry claims the special B model sirens are magically louder? It will be like 3VAH 106 decibels and the 3VAHB 112. What the heck? Absolutely. Actually, let me check the ARS wiki. I think I literally says something like that. There's another. You know what I absolutely despise is 14 VBs. I know they're DC powered and that's great, but they suck. I mean, guys, listen. The 14V is louder. Okay, so look. Let's see. This is what it says. The 14V is also available in DC power in the form of the model 14VB. The 14VB uses a 14 horsepower 72 volt DC motor instead of a 15 horsepower AC motor, which allows the siren to make use of battery backup if AC power is lost. The siren is rated to run approximately 30 minutes before running out of power and running on its batteries. The 14V is I can't read today. Otherwise identical to the standard 14V in both performance and design, with the only difference being the tag, nonlinear windup, and the addition of the battery enclosure next to the controls. And this is the part I hate, guys. 14VB units are often set to run at only 3,000 RPM instead of the standard 3,500, which causes their pitch to be similar to an 8-port Sentry with a significant reduction in sound output. The reasoning for this is unknown, but it may be to save on battery life. So, yeah, 14VBs are kind of inferior to 14Vs, for that reason. Yeah. Non-tipped 40V2Ts won. I actually saw the pre-1998 40V2Ts. There's two of them. I only saw one, but they're in Atoka, Oklahoma, and I actually passed by Atoka when I drive down to Texas to meet some family there. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, the 14V is just set. And then I'll hear recordings of a 14V, and it just sounds like an 8 or a 9 port siren. It sounds like it's actually underpowered. So it's just actually I don't know why Sentry did that. It's pretty sad. I would strongly advocate for 14VBs if they ran at 3,500 RPM, but they don't. All right, so guys, we'll press in the rotor. There it is. Peak alignment. Okay, it's actually okay. I hope there's a company that can convert 2001 SRNs into 2001 130s. It seems convoluted to still have 2001 SRNs. Yeah, I mean, honestly, SRNs are still, like, they're not that much worse than 130s. 130s are louder because of the new airbox design. Everybody knows that, but they're not that much worse considering. But it would be cool if there was, like, a place that, like, converted them or something. Okay, let me try this again. Let me plug this in. I'm actually, it's not going to turn on instantly this time because I'm going to plug it in myself. Okay. Well, let's see if the pitch here is accurate. Goal is to hit 3,500 RPM. That's 2001. Awesome wind down as always. Okay, what do you guys think? I know it sounds like a 13-port siren or an STH-10 with a really fast motor. Yeah, Mr. Bayard made a 2001 with an STH-10 rotor. It's actually my model. Yeah, I could add another resistor, but it might be too low pitch. Let me see. It's kind of cutting it close. What it might do, this is a 2.2 ohm resistor. I might be able to sub it in with 2 1 ohms, which is just 2 ohms, so it'll be a tiny bit. That might work. And I could add another. Okay, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna try this combination. Why did I do that? Yeah. I'll add 1 ohm of resistance. What I might do is now this is gonna suck. I'll go back to every Tinkercad project and include a link to a 1/2 ohm resistor because I feel like sometimes you're trying to get the pitch right on these and then you get like that pitch so close. You'll get the pitch so close. And I feel like just a 1/2 ohm of resistance could like fix it. 1 ohm will probably make it too low. But here we go. Let's try it. Wait, why aren't you turning on? Is it plugged in? Okay, so my breadboard's weird. Let me actually scrap this thing. I feel like it's weird. I have another breadboard. Here it is. Goodness. We'll just use the here. This thing's huge. I've had this thing for years. Okay, there are burn marks in it from me frying components, which definitely wasn't a MOSFET. Yeah. You are a little far-fetched. Oh my. We are all a little far-fetched. Kind of how it works in the siren community. Let's see. So I will do what you guys said. I'll add another resistor. We'll see if we got the pitch right. It's very, very close. Very close. So, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, RTC. So there's no need to share your address. Especially, I wouldn't do that on a live stream. When you're buying a mini siren from my website, and you have to hurry, they sell out super quick. When you're buying it, you just put in the address, and I'll get the address, and I'll ship it to you. So, yeah. Do that, and you'll be good to go. Here we go. It's perfect. It's perfect. This is correct velocity. Also, oh, that was awesome. Yes, Valley Motor. We love Valley Motors. Guys, that was perfect. SirenCon vibes. I don't know why, but STH-10s always remind me of SirenCon because there's always one there. I don't think there's been a year without an STH-10, actually. Guys, this is our beautiful combination here. It's usually 3 resistors, actually. Also, if you're curious, now, the Tinkercad projects will link you to these. These are great. They're just 1 ohm resistors. But I actually would recommend getting a higher resistance like this. This is a 2.2 ohm, and I know it's puny, and I do get quite hot, but it's more compact, so it makes it easier to stuff them in there. So yeah, I could include a link to higher. I could include a link to higher ohm resistors if you guys are having trouble trying to cram like 4 resistors in here. So apparently a code STH-10 may come to SirenCon next year. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Perfect pitch is like 700 hertz. Yeah. Anyway, now we do the fun part. Yay. I mean, guys, it's not that bad, but you get to see smoke puff up in my face. We will do the wiring. Just no trouble for me because I've been doing this for years. And before somebody says soldering is a health hazard, yes, it can be, but I'm in a well-ventilated room, and like I'm not going to let smoke go directly in my face. So, oh yeah, and it's lead-free. That's true. Yep. And if you got, I love just kind of bragging about this, but this is from Radio Shack. I have a Radio Shack nearby. I love going there. Miles will now be vaping saw. Oh, that comment is hilarious. So anyway, I assure you guys, I'm not putting my lungs at risk here. You know. Now, one thing I should do is actually wash my hands after handling this, because yeah. Another nasty chemical I work with is resin. Yeah. Oh yeah, rosin is one of the main concerns. Yeah. Rail fan community is way worse. The siren community is not as creepy as the rail fan. Yeah, not as much. I haven't told anybody this like ever, but I have never been into trains. I'm sorry if I get you guys mad. All right, I just think I see a train. Actually, my town is alongside Route 66. Okay, how cool is that? And a train goes right through it, and it's so annoying. You're like driving to the store, and there's like a 5-10 minute delay because of that train. So, sorry guys, trains are cool, but man, they just throw off everything in my town. So, not that I despise them, but it's like I'm not in love with trains. So, sorry guys. Cars movie mention Route 66. Yeah, legit. I mean, I'm not in Arizona, but I love trains. Yeah, trains are cool. Planes are cool. Automobiles are, oh my gosh. So yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. You know what fascinates me? I'm not a car fanatic, but I am kind of. I like fire trucks are cool. Okay, like the Q sirens on them. The fact that so many fire trucks actually use Q sirens to this day is incredible. So Federal Signal did a great job on that. No, somebody said it. The forbidden number. No, guys, I was literally like I was at the store the other day or something, and like somebody just said 67 out loud, and somebody across the room said the forbidden number. That was it. Yeah, it was so awkward. And then I think, oh my gosh, I was like, I was at this school once. I was attending a meeting for this group I'm in, and it was 6:07 p.m. and all the kids were pointing at the clock. Ah! Yeah. I'm tired of seeing Model 2s. I have good news. Fun Inc. This is a Model 2T, so it's not a Model 2 technically. Okay, I'm being one of those people. So guys, we're not. Oh crap! Why does something always fall and ruin my stream? Sorry, that was a Tabasco. Tabasco. Anyway. Rad Adventures, that is a fever dream concept. Who else agrees with me? Dual tone, 912 port, coded pulse, round back 2001 DC. Guys, legitimately, I know it wouldn't be as loud, but dual tone 2001s could have absolutely existed as 912 port Sirens. They'd basically be a glorified version of the 500s, you know? I know the 2001s partially replaced them, but not entirely because they're DC power. They're DC powered and they are single tone, so they're not really a 1-to-1 replacement. But if they were 912 port or something, they kind of would be a 1-to-1 replacement. Oh yeah, 2001 DCT. That would be fair for a dual tone model. It would probably be 2001 DCT or something, or 2001 T or something. Yeah, 2001 2T. If I ever get a Model 5T, 7T, ST-10, and a 2001. Oh yes, this is true. The STH-10 was the replacement for the 500s. That's true as well. Yeah, more than the 2001s, I'd say. Just weird, because STH-10s don't technically rotate. But yeah. Dual-tone Sirens may not be necessary after the Cold War, but Sentry does not care. Oh yeah. Sentry does not care. Sentry still produces 10-15 port Sirens. This is so cool. Mad respect to Sentry for just proceeding to make dual-tone Sirens because they're cool. Yeah, I really appreciate that. What I think is cool is the reason why Sentry's dual-tone Sirens are so loud. If you think about it, the rotor size is not that big. I mean, like 14-inch 15V2T rotors or whatever. That's not super huge when you think about it. But what makes them loud is the fact that it's actually two Sirens working together, kind of like a 2T22. So it's as loud as a single-tone Siren, roughly, because you don't have the problem with the sounds clashing with a single rotor. So, yeah. Please, 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 tell me why there's a video of a 2001 130T. Somebody audio edited a 2001 going off and made it 912 port, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, very well, those could have existed, but the throat design on the stator would have to be completely redesigned to accept another row of ports, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure how that would work. Well, with 9 and 12, 3 of the ports are going to line up and stack on top of each other, so maybe 3 of the ports could be shared. That'd be cool. Fake news. Yeah. Oh, yeah, somebody made a 2001 do alternate whale. Literally. Everybody saw that. Yeah, I saw it too. Try a P15. I'm trying to make a P10. I'm not making a P15 because I don't want them to be coated. But yeah, I'm trying. I am currently modeling a P10 right now. So I'll try to keep you guys updated on that. That's something I'm just going to pick up on whenever I can because I'm quite busy right now. So if I am going to release that or let people print test it, it's going to take a while. Meh. Just slap a 912 port rotor on that 130 at West Shore Services with the back cover removed. We can have a P15 non-coated. Okay, well, the thing I don't like about the P15 is the stupid 19-inch rotor thing. I think that's silly. So, guys, P10. P10's kind of the standardized, easier to make model in this case. That's what I think. Proceeds to forge documents of a coated P10. Guys, I'm not making any more coated Sirens. All right, coated Sirens are very, very hard to make. And my 3T22 does not stress that point, like, hard enough, okay? It took me a few months to get both of those dampers working, and I'm pretty sure they still work. Yeah, I think they still work. One of these days in my live streams, I'm just going to sound it off. Just be like, hey, guys, here's my 3T22. All right, here we go. So, guys, new thing I want to start doing with my... New thing I want to start doing with Sirens I make. Sometimes they'll kind of be a little tiny bit overpitched. That's just kind of the nature of them. So what I'll do is I'll add one more resistor than normal. That's going to make it just a little low. And what the heck, man? Okay, we're going to ignore that comment. I hope nobody read that. Anyway, we are going to Well, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm surprised moderation didn't remove that. I'm going to have to kick it up another notch. Now, what I'm trying to say here is I'm going to add one more resistor than normal, which should make it die when, on most USB adapters, the pitch will be right. I don't know if that's how it works, but as demonstrated, this was absolutely perfect pitch. So, and this is with a regular 5-volt 1 amp adapter. So, yeah. Sorry, there was kind of an inappropriate comment, so I got rid of it. Dude, there's no town with 3 5,000s. It's fake news. Well, okay, guys, people are going to call me out on this, but what's a 5,000? What model is that exactly? Can't remember. All right, so we have our resistor bank here. Well, it's kind of like 1 mega resistor when you think about it. I love it. It's just like making my own little component. It's kind of cool. We'll bend this wire up, and I'll be able to wire it up. Yeah, 1214 port Model Q would be awesome. The big yellow thing in Arizona. That thing. Okay, yeah. Trains and Sirens 1 is back. Wait, is he? I haven't seen him in years. Not that I've been a Siren enthusiast for years, but... well, I guess now I technically have been. There we go. That's tight. Yellow chocolate bar siren. All right, let me unplug this so I don't either start a fire or kill my adapter. Rip to the Pawnee, Oklahoma Type B. Wait, did it really die? Oh, that's so sad. I'm like a short drive from Pawnee. Anyway, good news is, guys, we still have more 1015 Sirens here in Oklahoma. We have several 40V2Ts actually. I don't know about Type Bs though. That's special. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any more of those, unfortunately. It actually self-destructed. Oh, somebody's got to fix that. Yeah. Anyway. There's a Type B somewhere near me, which I may have to check to be dual tone. Yeah, absolutely. Those are so rare. I mean, they're kind of crazy Sirens when you think about it. 1015. Does anybody else think it's kind of like a deco? It's kind of like a deco red arrow because it's got the 1015 port stacked thing going on. Yeah, I think it's like a red arrow. But yeah. Oh, that's so satisfying. I didn't have to cut away the stripping on the wire. I don't know if you guys remember me doing that, but that was something I had to do. But now I don't. So, oh, I thought I had this plugged in. All right. Gosh, let's turn that back on. Okay, there we go. No one believes me. He's spreading fake news left and right. I caught it blowing up on film. That's crazy. All right, just about an hour in the stream, and I'm doing the wiring. Guys, this is quick. And I won't have to put in 12 horns, because that'll be a fun little project for the user to do. Whoever gets this. But yeah, I'm sorry a lot of you guys were missing out on, just being able to buy Siren for me. Legitimately, the last stock sold within 3 hours of me restocking. Like, everything gone in 3 hours flat. It was crazy. Yeah, so anyway, if you guys want to order a Siren for me, check back frequently. I'll let you guys know as soon as possible when I restock. That way people have a chance at trying to order Sirens. Could be possible, and I might do this, is maybe instead of making 5 Sirens at a time, I make like 10 or something, which will take longer. But if I made like more at a time, then there'd be a, there'd be a greater chance of more people getting some. So we'll see. Again, people, they sell out incredibly. They just sell out so fast. So I can't thank you guys enough. So yeah, I will be happy when the P15 gets built. It's probably going to be a P10, but yeah. Oh yeah, the stream on that will be long. Yes, Morgan Lawhorn, I'm making a mini tornado siren. Yeah, this is an STH-10. Okay, I'm so glad somebody asked me that, what scale the P10 will be. I was going to originally make it 8 scale. You guys know I love that scale. Because it's an 18-inch rotor siren, and I have other 18-inch rotor sirens. It could reuse, except that random Banshee. It could reuse the Banshee's core, actually. But the problem is, I tried putting it together, and I can't cram a gear reducer in an 8 scale siren. It's too small. So I'm actually going to make it 6 scale instead, or I'm going to see if I can try to make it 6 scale. If I make it quarter scale, I'm just copying everybody else's P10s. So I want mine to be unique. I'm going to make it 6 scale, so it'll be the same scale as a lot of my other sirens, most of my Sentries, my Model M, and my 3T22, my 2T22. What else? I have a lot of 6 scale sirens. Oh yeah, seriously, mini Whitefish Bay alerter when. I actually have that. I actually have like this light blue color of filament I never use. I'd love to print one like that. I might do a P10 in that color. I don't know if you saw, but a friend of mine introduced me to your channel. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I don't think I saw that. Or maybe I did. I think that happened a long time ago. I can't remember. Guys, the OG 2T22 is a lost cause. It's gone. I'm sorry. Alerter would be super hard to model. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty tough. I'd figure it out, though, eventually. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A light blue P10 reminds me of the Maxburg, Iowa P10, which is absurdly high-mounted. Yeah. Resin print a full-size Model 5 rotor. Do you guys know how big resin printers are? They're actually quite small. My build plate on my resin printer is only like this big by this big. Like, it's small. So, I mean, to show you, this is almost the width of the entire build plate. It's like the build plate's maybe like that much bigger. So I couldn't print a resin. I couldn't resin print a quarter scale Model 5 rotor unless I tilted it sideways, which would probably mess up alignment, but I'm not sure. I haven't really tried that. All right, I've glued the cable. I hope I made the right call there. I'm making a MIDI alerter. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Yeah. Miles should get a Bamboo Lab A1 with the mini siren sale money. Yeah, I am considering a Bamboo Lab because I love their bougie filament. Yeah, I want to try getting a Bamboo Lab or maybe an Elegoo Centauri Carbon. Any of those would do. Heck. And there's even I might just get an enclosed Creality printer. Heck, because I'm already familiar with their slicer, which would kind of save me some time trying to learn a new slicer. Oh, yeah, P1S is good, too. I want to get an enclosed one because, guys, the humidity here is absolutely insane, and it ruins my prints half the time. So I would love to get an enclosed printer so I don't have to worry about that as much. Also, I don't ever use, like, multicolor on, like, I don't even have a multicolor printer, but even if I did, I'd never use that, personally. So, yeah, I think... Hear me out. I think even if I got a multicolor printer, that'd just be kind of like spending unnecessary amounts of money because I wouldn't really use it. Let me know if multicolor printing is actually worth it, though, for mini sirens. I don't think it is because each part's kind of its own color, Unless I wanted to print decals, but I usually print those on sticker paper, which is easier and higher quality. For some reason, the filament that works best for my Bamboo A1 is Creality filament. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I used to buy Creality filament because I only trusted the brand that made my printer after I ordered some crappy Sunlu filament. Yeah, it worked for a while, but their filament's kind of expensive, so I switched to Elegoo eventually. Okay, does it not reach or what? Okay. Oh, it's in. There we go. Hold up. Sorry, I'm just trying to get some finicky connections here. Come on. Why is this? Do you sell your sirens with stickers like the ACA logo? Yeah, actually, my Screamer and my Cyclone are like that. Oh, and my Banshees, I guess. Of course, they don't have an ACA logo on them. Oh, wait, no, they do. Duh. Yes, all my ACA sirens can be sold or purchased with decals, and they have the ACA logos on them. Oh, wait a minute. Another Type B has hit a siren enthusiast house. Really? Who? Where? When? Huh? Oh, wait. Here we go. There we go. I didn't burn that, did I? Okay, good. What type of business do? I mean, if you want to read the channel description, it'll give you more context. Or not channel description. If you want to read this video's description, it'll give you more context. But actually, I'm building a miniature siren for enthusiasts. And basically, I have a website. You can check it out. It's at the3dengineer.net. And I'm building miniature sirens for people to buy. Because a lot of people like my sirens, but don't have 3D printers to make them. So I'm building them for them. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And I need money. I need money to keep making more, too. So this is pretty cool. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. There we go. All right, we are fully wired up. Yeah, thanks. 712 port mini siren, anyone? Guys, somebody should just make one and figure out what it sounds like, because I don't even know what that sounds like. There's probably a siren synth out there. Somebody actually should make a prototype 2T22 thing that is 712 port. I just want to know what that would sound like. A 7-port undertone can turn anything into a super Cyrix. Yeah. I'm considering making a few of my 3rd scale sirens to sell at SirenCon. Oh, you should absolutely do that. Those would sell like hotcakes. Because I know they're good. Yeah, I would legitimately have a stand or something at SirenCon. Just have like a table of all my minis on it. Maybe I'll bring like something crazy like a Super Cyrix, but it's like $300, so you guys have to really pay up if you want it. Yeah, I'm sure that would sell. I'm serious. We'll see about that, you know? Or maybe like a DHTT or just a siren I really hate making because it's so complicated. A 3T22. I'm going to be charging like $350 for that or something. A friend of mine made a 712-port siren, and it actually sounds pretty good. Hey, that's neat. $300. Oh, thank you, Velocity. I don't know. I inflated the prices because it's SirenCon. So, you know, kind of like it's going to be all those tourists there or whatever. All these people from around the country. And I mean, I'm kind of assuming I'm kind of assuming people who sell things at SirenCon kind of buff up the prices. But since it's so convenient, people just buy them anyway. So, who loves just going into forests that night? Yes, I made a DHTT. Check my latest video, or at least my latest overview and test video. Yeah, the kids at SirenCon are crazy. They kept messing with me and my friends' mini sirens and almost breaking things. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's not cool. I bet there's a good mix. I bet there's a huge mix of really smart people and kids that have too much screen time. I'm not going to be mean to anybody, but it's unfortunately true. Do I have more info on the Red Arrow? Okay, let's see. The Red Arrow. Okay, I released the files for the Red Arrow. Actually, quite recently I've done that. So you can print it now if you want to. Files on Tinkercad for free. The Red Arrow actually worked really well. Somebody print tested it for me. Siren Bench, who, like we were saying earlier, isn't in the stream, but he's awesome. He printed it. It works great. I can I made a post not that long ago of him. It included a link to his video. You should check it out. It's awesome. Anyway, it works. So you guys can print it. I have 1015 and 1016 port available because it's based off the Model 12, which is the most popular Deco siren. Yeah, I believe the most popular. Most popular are the red arrows. So yeah. They want to a 3222? Oh yeah. The DHTT for some reason I thought was one of the other 500s, like the 1012 port ones. Yeah, you're thinking the one that's in Abilene, Kansas. That's a 500 SHTT or something? I think so. I really like, gosh, there's like so many variants of the 500s, guys. I'm probably not going to make any other 500 Sirens, just the DHTT. But if I can make gear reducers actually work, maybe. You know, I'll have to find the most popular Siren like that uses a core from a Siren I already use, like the ST-10 core. I know some of them use them. Some of them, actually, I think there's a 500 that uses the STH-10's core. Oh, yeah. All right. Let me just run this up real quick for fun. We're almost done here. Here we go. Why is it overpitched? Why is it overpitched? Hang on. Let me push it in more. Here. This stream might take longer. Oh, I pushed it in too much. Why is it over? That was so weird. It was like perfect before. Okay. That was weird. Yeah, let me run it without the intake. It absolutely does affect the pitch. Less. Do it. All right, well, I guess we're going to have to open it up. I think one of your USB ports is 5.1 volts. Oh, yeah. Some of them actually are. Some of them are like 5.1. I have one that's 5.3. So, yeah. Anyway. No, that's not the problem. It's the same USB port I had before. I didn't change the port. Problem is the maybe there's like a short. Actually, it might have been because I was plugging that in through my breadboard. Sometimes connections on my breadboard aren't reliable, and it might have been actually adding more resistance. So, yeah, let me see. It might be easy. I might be able to just cram in another resistor. That'd be easy. Or I can check to see if there's a short between one of the resistors or something. All right. Sorry, I'm not reading many comments right now, but yeah. Anyway, this will be easy to tweak or whatever. Yeah, the breadboard will have a little more resistance. It might. Honestly, I might have to stop doing that and just wire it directly. All right, now this is like on like normal. Here. I'll have to check the resistance of the. I mean, it should be good, but anyway, it's close. It's like a 14 port siren, or no? I mean, it's still kind of 13 port sounding ish. There's actually a 13 port siren out there. It's a vehicular siren. Yeah. My STH-10 has one of those centrifugal brakes. No, I'm not making a SoCal Edison Model 120. Oh, what motor? This is a 130 motor. I know it's puny, but it actually gets the job done for something at the scale. No, I'm not making a third scale Cyclone 120. All right, so I'll have to open this up. I'll have to see what's going on. Things like these just happen. Actually, I'm going to make sure something silly didn't happen. I made sure to put heat shrink over these so it wouldn't cause an electrical connection error problem thing. Let me see. Not only do 120s have blowers, but they're also, what are they, pneumatic? I don't even know how those work. So, guys, no. Something like an 8th scale Thunderbolt would be kind of interesting, though, someday. Or at least a 6th scale one. Thunderbolts are usually at really huge scales, normally. All right. Let's see. Nothing's touching. Wait, maybe it's that. Hang on. I might have found the problem. Look at my motor. I'm so glad it doesn't do that. I just completely disassembled it. Let's like figure out what that's gonna sound like. All right, let me plug it in. This is gonna probably sound bad. Here we go. Okay, I blame my breadboard. You know how we were like, wow, the pitch is perfect. And then this happened. So anyway, that's okay. I have this little connection here I can just remove. Oh yeah, hang on. Bye, aviation fan. Yeah. Yeah, I will grab a multimeter and measure the resistance. What I should have done was measured the resistance through the breadboard, because that could have added more resistance. Yeah. Mini Sentry macro burst or microburst. I already made a 10v2T. You guys don't check my Tinkercad page enough. I've gotten to the point where I model sirens faster than I build them, so I make a lot of sirens that aren't actually on my channel. All right. Okay, guys, we're doing the Siren Con thing. 80 pounds of motor. No, don't make a half scale 10v2T. Too big. I'm going to have literal 7-inch rotors. That's just crazy. Okay. So I think I can save us here. I'll get bitty baby resistor. Actually, not quite. Yeah. Yeah, I would be done already, probably, if this didn't happen. Anyway, it was my breadboard's fault. I think it added extra resistance, which threw off my pitch regulation stuff, so. Wait, what? Aviation fan, you're getting the Pawnee Type B. Okay, so watch this. If you don't know how this works, this is a multimeter. It measures resistance. So if I touch these together, we're going to read 0 ohms of resistance. It's a dead short. If I go and put it through a 1 ohm resistor, we're going to see 1 ohm. Although, let me change the decimal. This is actually 1.3 ohms or 1.2 or something. So it's slightly more, but that's fine. What I'm trying to say is, guys, I got a 1 ohm plus another 1 ohm plus a 2.2 ohms. So that should be 4.2 ohms together. Let me read the total resistance. Let's see. Oh, don't short the motor. Let's see. Connect there and connect there. Guys, 4.5 ohms? Yeah, that seems right. I mean, my gosh. Let me connect it. We know it's overpitched, and it's because I screwed up the resistance. It was weird, though. It worked through the breadboard. You heard it. It was like, it was actually almost over. It was actually almost under pitch. But now it's like, ah! Okay. Let me try this one more time. overpitched on most USB adapters. So, guys, for safety, let's just add another resistor. This shouldn't be too time-consuming. All right, yeah. Let's see. Come on. There's our positive cable. We're going to just wire this up. I've never heard this much fake news. What is your dream job, Miles? Ha. Ah, gosh, I have a few dream jobs, but one of them's probably just probably like an electrical engineer, where I just get to like think around with electronics all day and get paid for it, because that's something I actually like doing. Here I am doing it right now, actually. That's something I'd like to do, and gosh, I don't know. I like other things too. I like birds a lot. Maybe I'll become an avian vet or something. Come on. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see what life throws at me and when, but I don't know. I hope that answers your question. Yes, my dream job is to be a vet. Yeah. One of my sisters is into that as well. Let's see. Ooh, that was close. Gosh, this is like close to working, but it's not. You're gonna touch that, boy. Come on. There, it's actually hitting it. Oh my gosh, stop. We're very close, guys. Very close. Very close. Funny little connection issue. Okay, guys. We have a lot of funny comments in the chat right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Seriously. I'd worked there. That is, if I'm still into Sirens by then. Probably will be. Hang on. Why does the STH-10 right now look like a Cyro drone? You know, there are like 50 variants. There's just a ridiculous amount of variants of the Cyro drone, so I don't know which one you're talking about. But knowing how many tiny variants of the Cyro drone there are, it's probably like... Yeah. There's probably a variant that looks like my weird concoction right now. Oh boy. All right, guys. This should... I know I don't normally make a resistor bank, then add an extra resistor, but I'm doing that today. So... Okay. Can you please power the Cyclone on in the background? Okay, maybe when I'm done here, maybe we'll get the Cyclone to harmonize with the STH-10, because they both have 12-port. They're both, you know, we get 8, 12, 12-port harmony or something. Kind of like what I did with the Banshee and STH-10. I got a 9, 12, 12-port harmony. That was kind of cool. It was like 9, 12 on steroids. It was 12-port dominant 9, 12. That's what it was. It was pretty neat. So maybe I'll do that. Honestly, if I get the tuning right, I could get the 2T to make it like 8, 10, 12 or something. Yeah. That'd be cool. All right, so I allegedly wired it up. Let's hear it. I'm not going to glue it in yet. I'll do that toward the end. But I think I did it. We fit in another resistor. If you guys want me to measure the resistance now, it should be like 5.5 ohms or something. Let me measure it real quick. I'm so glad I have a multimeter. The multimeter. The multimeter is a weird word. You can blend it into like a dozen sounds. All right, here we go. Wait. So this is the input. This is the That's the output right there. It is. Hang on, that doesn't seem right. Yep, I was right. 5.5 ohms. All right, this should. If this doesn't add enough resistance, I don't know what will. Because it's like going. So, too high. I'll power on the Cyclone eventually. Just bear with me right now, guys. I know, it looks so cool right now. It's got like mood lighting and everything. All right, now I'm going to arrange this how I normally would. I'm surprised there are this many people watching. I'm doing all the boring stuff. But here we go. Let's hear it. Please be the right pitch. Okay, it's a perfect STH-10A. Most STH-10s sound like that, or at least three-phase ones, yeah. Okay, what do you think? I think I'm kind of done. What do you think, guys? Also, remember, you can try a dozen different USB adapters, and then you're going to get different pitches with each of them, so could be lower than that. I think, guys, is that close enough? I mean, seriously. Keene, Texas, yeah. I think that was, yeah. Let me do it one more time. All right, one more time. And I can try, if I do a different USB adapter, I have these ones that are lower voltage. I know these will be perfect pitch. Let's see. Let's try this. Brop. All right, I think I got called good. Someone is going to order it, and it's going to sound single phase. Legit. Oh, yeah, 480 volt pitch. Yeah, I am not using that breadboard again because, I mean, if you see, there's a scorch mark in it. Stuff like that corrodes the terminals, and it makes them have more resistance. So it's possible, let's just say power is going through the pins on that, and it was increasing the resistance ever so slightly. So that threw off my estimates. So anyway, if you guys think that's decent, let me know in chat. If I should make this stream longer and add another resistor, let me know. I don't think I want to do that today. I actually kind of have the room. Should I do it? What do you think? Should I do it? Should I add another one? Or should I not worry about it? Because this already looks funny. Because of the wiring job. It was like 3 resistors, like perfect. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. My question was, should I add another resistor? It's slightly overpitched on most adapters, so I could add another resistor, and then it would be perfect. Anyway, well, let's just do it. Screw it. I know it'll fit. Let's just do it. Yeah, literally half ohm resistor. I'm gonna buy some of those someday. Okay, I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna see, because like this is one of those cases where if it was just a little more, and half ohm resistor, I think that would be smaller than a regular 1 ohm resistor, so it would save space. 80 pounds of resistor. We will add just one more, and guys, we will be done. I'm getting kind of tired, and I want to get this done. So, yeah. This thing is going to sell quickly. Just a good old Federal Signal white STH-10. with a Valley motor. Let's see. All right, here we go. I'll test this in advance, but I think it's gonna work. So let's try it. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna just. You guys can't see what I'm doing. It's not the prettiest soldering job, but it is a soldering job. Okay. Legit, could you print the Siren in dark red? Oh, literally, I like my first STL-10 was printed in this color called, what was it called? Fire Engine Red. It's by eSun. They make eSun PLA, and the color was fire. Love that color. It is the best thing. Anyway, bad news though. It was ABS, and I hate printing in ABS because it sucks. Anyway, dark red. Yeah, seriously, if I printed another dark red Siren, it would be like so reminiscent of that. Anyway, let's run this up. My very, very. It looks like an actual like AC motor has been taken apart. That's kind of funny. You know, like I've seen somebody take apart an STH-10B motor, a Northwest motor or whatever, and it looks like this. All right, so here we go. And I will be using the 1 amp adapter. So here we go. Let's just see what this does. Come on. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, no. It's like, why is this so tight? All right. Here we go. Hup. Okay, we got it. That was I just wouldn't have been satisfied if it was instead of that was perfect. So that means we tuned the speed of this motor to exactly 3,500 RPM. That's what it means. So yeah, that was awesome. Sorry if that was loud for anyone, by the way. I know my microphone completely blacks out or maxes out. So anyway, that true measure of how loud these things are, at least up close anyway. All right, guys, legit the best STH-10 I made of the best STH-10 I've ever made because it actually got like the right pitch. All right, and alignment usually comes easy on this Siren. I don't want to jinx myself. I remember the last STL-10 I built had. Oh, this isn't even on. Oh, I have to wait for the glue gun to heat up. Okay, guys, ask me all your silly questions. I'm here. My name's not Joe. Okay. Yeah. How much longer is the stream? Yeah, good point. It would have been like over by now. I mean, considering we're only an hour and a half in, that's not bad. I've had 2.5 hour streams before, so. Okay. I'll do the Cyclone. I'll have you know it's 8th scale, so it's actually at the same scale as the STH-10 here. And this thing's loud for its size because it's the Cyclone. Here we go. Oh, that's way too tall. That's way too tall. Okay. Well, here we go. Let's see if this thing still works. It should. All right, I'm gonna have to unplug my glue gun for just a second. All right, guys, requested sound off. The Cyclone. Still winding down. Still winding down. Still winding down. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's loud. All right. My neighbors must love me. Actually, I think my neighbors have only heard a siren like once. this doesn't. I mean, I know it's 812, so it carries far, like we were just saying in chat. But yeah, you're welcome. It's only 8th scale, so you could maybe hear this down the road, but it's not like ear-piercingly loud. So yeah, I like it. It's cool to have a cyclone that I can plug into my computer if I wanted to. Okay, the Model 2T. Gosh, I'm doing all the Sirens today. You know what? Why not? I'll have to unplug my glue gun even longer. Model 2T. I warn you, the wind down on this isn't the best. I have to improve the weight on the rotor, which is weird because I printed it in resin, but whatever. Yeah, that thing sounds awesome. I mean, it's just the wind down that bothers me, I guess. Only thing that bothers me on that Siren. Same with the Model 2. It did that too, so. I need to find, like you know how I use fender washers as weights? What I'll do is I'll find a fender washer that fits inside the rims of the Model 2's rotor. I'll see if that would do. Thunderbeam is a little too complex. It has that planetary gear reducer thing, and I'm just not sure how to use that. Or how to even work those. I might figure it out someday, though. So, yeah, perfect tunage. This is going to... It doesn't matter... Unless you had, like, a 6-volt USB adapter, which I think Storm and Rail Fan 96 has a few of those or something. Unless you have an adapter that's like that, this is not going to be overpitched. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, he did use a generator instead of a gearbox. That's so interesting. So it actually generates power from being rotated, and then that's so interesting. I'm sorry for the begging. I'm just really excited. This is the first time someone answered on stream. No problem. It's fine. How the Fidel code does an RSH's thing work? Good question. It's a big, complicated set of gears. It goes down through this pulley, or no, gosh, not a pulley. There's, you got the STH-10 rotor and stator on top. It goes down to like this long shaft. Then down at this bottom, I actually have up close photos of an RSH-10. It was down next to that 2T22 I toured a few months back, or not a few months. That was like a year ago. Guys, 3T22 high-low. All right, I know it's easy to set that Siren up, but it's okay, maybe I'll do it at the end of the stream, dang it. I need to see if it still works, okay? So no guarantees that it'll still work. Bye, LB Sirens Co. Or Colorado, sorry. Harmonize the STH-10 Model 2T and Cyclone 125. That actually might work because this hits 810 port pitch. This is, of course, 812, and this has perfect pitch. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Banshee and Model 2 is super weird. No, you spelled it right. Uluga. Uluga. Yep. That's actually where I drop off my packages for mini Sirens. So funny. Yeah. Glad I toured that. I was actually going to film those going off because I was on my way to a friend's house at the time of their Sirens being tested. And problem with that, or it was overcast, so they postponed the test. So that was fun. But yeah, I'll try to do it again, I remember when I got my Sterling, it ran, it was loud, it was pre-1928, and it was rare. That's so cool. Was it 1616? Did it have a Howell red band motor? I bet it did. The vast majority of those older ones do have that same motor, and they're often 1616. I yearn for a 3D printer. That's so cool. I have a Model M near me. I won't expose the location because I don't want anybody taking it, but I need to inquire about that. I already did, but I just got a response from the local fire department. And they're like, we'll look into it. 9 months later. Yeah, no, I need to see about that, seriously. Guys, stream is just entering one hour and 40 minutes. So that's not even that bad. We're still making decent time. It's not even 9 o'clock in my time zone. So, hey, we're doing the best we can right now. All right. That alignment is king, dude. All right, guys. I'm going to need like 3 USB. Actually, I can't run these all together. I don't have enough USB ports. Unplug the glue gun finally. Bye-bye. Here's the perfect pitch STH-10. Really curious to see if the 2T will harmonize with this. Let's see. I'm using a different adapter, but here we go. Oh. No, I got it. I used a low. Shut up. Sorry, that thing is loud. I used a low power adapter for the 2T. It's too low pitched. Let me try this one. Oh. Something broke. Did it really break on camera? I got to glue this rotor. I'm glad. I knew that would happen, actually. Yeah. Yep, it's seized. They're okay. Don't worry, this is a super easy fix. I literally just had to put glue on the rotor. Yeah, I had to glue it on. Yeah, well, yeah, I feel really embarrassed, but that just broke on camera. Things break sometimes. Hey, so I'm glad I wouldn't have sold that anyway. I would have tested that for like 5 minutes or something before I actually shipped it, and this would have broke. So I should have glued this. Anyway, I fixed the alignment. Let me see if it works now. No, it's dumb. Okay. All right, I gotta fix that. Yeah, this is one of those sirens where using a shaft collar is kind of necessary, if you ask me. But you know me, the whole shaft collar thing was like, yeah, it's seized. I need to just, it's pushed in too much. It keeps falling because gravity's against it. So bad model 2T. I'll fix it. It's super easy. Cyclone here did great though, and I know that'll harmonize with this any day. So anyway. Let me missing my screen here. Almost done here, guys. We'll just do it. Perform the finishing touches on our STH-10, and we will wrap up the stream. Let me clean up a few things. Don't need these. Don't need these. Not anymore. This can chill up here. I'm just cleaning up. Oh yeah, I got to put an eye bolt in there. I can't forget about that. Okay, I'm almost done. Yeah, sorry about that breaking. That was like not cool. I need to glue the rotor on that. Again, I refuse to glue the rotor on that siren, so I need to go do that. To be fair, that thing spins at like 6,000 RPM, so it's kind of insane. I need to make sure that the way the motor shaft grabs onto the rotor is really, really secure. More than a regular siren. Like a regular siren is like infinitely less likely to have that problem. But since it was the Model 2, it actually didn't surprise me a whole lot. Let's see. I had a screw here. What happened to it? I have to quit screwing around. Huh. No, really, where'd it go? Another screw. There's an M2 by 12. Where'd it go? Okay, well. It's like people here are going to go crazy if I don't hurry soon. So I'm so glad I'm not putting on those horns. That would be the end of the stream if I had to put those on, but I'm not going to. All I have to do is just give the user instructions on how to assemble the horns, which is really easy, by the way. And what else? I just give them the horns. I tape them together. I actually ship them like this. I ship them horn and horn like this. Yeah, we need Jared to be here. I don't think he's ever been to one of my streams, and I can't blame him because he's a busy man. All right. Look, Jared said he would print my Mini 3T22, but then he kind of quit YouTube. So, again, I can't blame him. But it would be really cool if he printed it. I know he could get those dampers to work because he's like a genius. Jared, you know, NASCAR sim racing. The legend. Yeah. All right. I'm actually gonna make sure this rotor doesn't come off, even though this rotor would like probably never come off. I'm just gonna glue it just to make sure. I put a. Oh yeah, that was beautiful. All right, guys, the STH-10 is installed. Yeah. Why is my connection unstable? Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Guys. Oh, okay. Thank goodness. It said my connection was unstable. I probably blacked out for a second there. Sorry about that. No, it's not your Wi-Fi. It's mine. I'll get a Wi-Fi extender. Let's see. Yeah, we did it. I pressed in the rotor. I glued it in. That's not going anywhere ever. So, yay. Hi, Valley Pine Sirens. I'll consider a macro or a microburst. Those are cool. I know Storm and Rail Fan 96 would absolutely adore that. Gaming with Johnny! Dude, guess what I still have? The electric screwdriver. I'm going to use this. So, oh gosh, what was I doing? All right, all I got to do is literally just put 3 screws on the intake, put in an eyeball, and bada boom, it's done. So, let me see here with, I think I use M2x8 on the bottom because the intake plus the stator lip makes it thicker on the bottom than just the top. So, also I line up the screws with the legs because I only have to add like 3. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm just adding some screws that will hold on the intake through shipping. By Aviation Fan. It's literally just going to hold the intake on while it's being shipped. When the user gets it, they'll have to take off, the intake or whatever. They'll have to take off these screws in order to get the horns in. Let me make sure I get the direction of this correct. This is the front of the siren. The cable is always at the back of the siren. So if I do this, it is aligned. Here we go. All right. It is time we use the electric screwdriver. Here we go. I have since charged it since the last stream, so it is now really that. It's powerful. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, wow, that sticks in a lot. Am I sure that... Is that really the right length? Maybe it was an M2x6. No, I think I use this on the top. Hang on. Let me make sure. Yeah, resin printers can be dangerous. Resin's really toxic. It smells horrible. And it comes in liquid form, not like filament. So, nope, that's the right length. Just barely sticks into the horn, so it does hold it in. I might like using CGI to pretend that sirens were just installed. Not CGI. You should use AI. It could legitimately trick people. Most CGI in movies today is actually AI. It's actually crazy. Oh, at least it's smooth printing. Yeah, it's super detailed and smooth, and it's actually super quick because it does it by layer and not like every layer takes the exact same amount of time to print because it uses an LCD screen to shine light on liquid resin, which hardens it. It's really cool. What does suck is just curing the parts. Like, you have to wash it, then you have to cure it. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically washing it in alcohol. It takes all the nasty chemicals off of it. And then you expose it to UV, and then it does the rest. Then it actually hardens the parts. So anyway, check it out. Mini STH-10. I mean, it's just a core, but I did it. Let me get all my soldering stuff out of here. Bye-bye. Oh, my workbench looks so clean right now. Yeah, wow. We did a good job, guys. I think I'll be wrapping up the stream here shortly, and I got to fix the 2T. But yeah. Oh, I forgot one thing. Huge. If Harold Hi-Hat is watching right now, or really anybody who makes mini Sirens, they'll relate to what I'm doing here. I bolt. These are just fun to put in. So, mini 3T22 and STH-10 went. Actually, these would harmonize beautifully. Oh yeah, but let's put this in. I'm using my rubber grip on my pliers here. This is actually just electrical tape, but it's so soft, and it's really nice for actually like putting in stuff like this without scratching up the metal. Baby eye bolt. Yeah, so cute. It's actually a little big for this thing, but nobody seems to care. So mini STH-10 gets replaced by a mini 2001-130. No! If you ask me, that's actually a decent replacement. 2001s aren't that bad. They're one of the newer mechanical Sirens that I actually appreciate. Equinoxes are like that too. Yeah, they're cool. 8-port, and they're kind of, I don't know, they're basically a Federal's take on a cheap Tempest. Let's see here. Keep tightening that eye bolt. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know why some people really love 2001s and some people absolutely hate them. Which is weird, because the 2001 video I made, the mini 2001, the 4th scale one that I lost, literally, that is like one of my biggest videos, like, of all time. You guys love that video, so don't know what to say there. We're done. STH-10. Is that crooked? What is crooked? Nothing's crooked. Rotor spins beautifully. Well, let's run it up. I know you guys probably want to get a decibel output of this thing, so here we go. I will get this. Da-da-da. Show you the output here as much as I can. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Eyeball is crooked. Oh, no, it's not. It's just the angle you guys are looking at it from. See? That's not crooked. Eyeball is crooked. Oh, my gosh. Hang on. I might be able to just... I don't want to break any plastic. Yeah, no, that's not crooked. You guys are going crazy. Yeah, okay. This thing looks good. I love the fact that the intake is louder than the stator itself. Yes, that is so true. And even with like the horns on it, still like most of the sound on, I think it's fair to say that even for real STH-10s, like most of the sound comes out of the intake. Yeah, these Sirens are extremely reliant on an intake like this. So pretty cool. The Cyclone's like that too. Most of the sound shoots out of here. All right. 3T22. I'll have you know, this thing is, I know it's 6th scale, but compared to the other side, it's pretty big. Mini Cambria. Oh my gosh, look at that, boy. Oh, I love this thing. Well, let's just I guess I'm doing this for you guys, more or less. This thing is covered in dust. It's been on my shelf for a while. But, I mean, this thing actually works. I mean, like, 10-port damper. I can't access the 12-port damper, but, I mean, I know it looks big, but it's only 6 scale. Use my hands compared to it. Hi. It's not that huge. I'll get the RC6 controller real quick. Yes, this thing has a controller. Oh, so much dust. Yuck. Okay. So let me show you how this works, guys. RC6 controller. If you guys haven't seen my dedicated 3T22 video, it's pretty cool. Helps clarify a lot of concepts I'm going to mention here. Let's see. This is actually my little mock-up RC6 control cabinet. It just allows for manual control of all the signals the siren can produce. Sorry, I'm trying to get this stupid thing off. This slides out. Front cover. I should probably make this tighter. It's super loose. And inside of here, this is the flasher. Sorry, this is the flasher. This is actually the timing that's on and off. It's adjustable. And we have 2 switches here, just like the real thing. This switchboard I resin printed because I wanted it to be really high quality. Oop, looks like some of the font is rubbing off. I'll have to clean that. Or I'll have to repaint that. But this is really cool. Like, oh my gosh. The siren here, if you didn't know, this is a USB cable. It's USB powered to some extent, but the solenoids do require 12 volts. So a 12-volt adapter has to plug this in here. But anyway, out comes the power. This goes to the siren, and these 2 go to the solenoids. Doesn't really matter which one you do. So I'm going to wire it up real quick. It's really easy because I have these little connectors on them. You can see how this just dominates the STH-10 in size. Oh, can I make a video touring my sirens? Guys, if you want to see all my sirens, check out my YouTube channel. I have videos of all of them. I mean, even some of the older ones I don't have, like my 2001. Anyway, everybody, this is going to be so cool. I'll do something. I'll do all the cool signals. Here's the motor. See, coming out of the motor here. You can't see what I'm doing, but that's okay. I'm going to hook up positive and negative. Boom, it's on. I'm going to just point this down a little bit so you see what I'm doing. This is connected. Like, this is hooked up to the RC6. So actually, now I haven't ran this in like months, so I don't know if it'll actually work or not, but we'll see here in a minute. Believe it or not, this thing actually runs off this tiny USB adapter. At least the siren, it does. All right. I did run this for the 4th of July. That was its last test, actually. So let's see if this works. Oh, yeah. This is awesome. All right. let me get the adapter. I can't believe I'm doing this. All right, 12-volt adapter, 12-volt 2-amp, perfect. This will be for the solenoids. I'll have to unplug another thing. Here goes whatever that is. Why do I still have my soldering iron on? Turn off. All right, and that should be it. It's just 2 adapters. It's a 5-volt USB for the siren itself and a 12-volt adapter for the solenoids. Let me wire up the said solenoids. Here we go. This might take a minute because one of these cables is short. Not like that. It won't connect. The irony. Miles is working on his sirens. I'm building my Lego Thunderbolt. Gotta love how that works. There we go. There we go. I got it. Let me see. 10-port damper should be working. Oh, it's not plugged in. Dar. Here we go. There we go. I need more cable. Okay, here we go. Just 10-port damper. That is still working, dude. Okay, 12-port damper. Let me wire it up. And this is easier to wire up because I didn't screw up the cable length on this. Yep, there we go. Here we go. Full test of the solenoids. It's like clockwork. All right, let me just, I think this moved a little bit. Okay, and then literally, guys, we're gonna get like so many people watching this. Oh my gosh. Here's the 3222. I don't know why I'm doing this. Well, here we go. 2 hours in the stream, and I'm farting around at the 3222 because everybody was like, "Yeah, do it." Well, here it is. I should just make a regular video of this. I'll probably do that because this thing is awesome. All right, here we go. Here's a little test, a little demo. Why does it sound like a Sentry? Yeah, the motor does go to both the rotors. I only have one explanation, and it's that one of the rotors is becoming loose, which sucks, but that's okay. This thing was sitting on my shelf for months. No, I only have one motor in here. I am authentic. I don't do 2 motors. Let's... Oh, that's weird. We need to stop running that. I shouldn't have done this. It's okay. I think it was the 10-port damper that was, or sorry, the 10-port side that's slow. Ugh. No, I don't have my Super Sirens. I scrapped it for the 500 UHTT. Guys, I just literally need to glue the rotor because... Might I remind you, in my 4th of July sound-off video, this thing was out in the rain, and it worked. So the fact that it still works now is actually pretty crazy. We have to consider that. Dampers are fine. I just gotta re-glue the 10-port rotor. What's happening is that it's spinning, but it's like slipping on the shaft a tiny bit. So one of the most annoying things that could happen, but it's technically an easy fix. I just have to take off the screws on the bottom and glue that rotor on. I'm pretty sure it's the 10-port rotor. That's the demo of my 3T22. It works much better than that. It's just right now, again, it's been sitting on my shelf for months, and I don't test it enough, I guess. So, yeah. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. I think I'll be ending the stream here any minute now. Watch as I put away my Sentry 3T22. Yeah, that's true. I will... Again, guys, this is an easy fix. Don't worry, the 3T22 is going to be fixed. It's going to be the awesome coated siren I have. The only coated siren I have, actually. But yeah, it's... I mean, my only complaint is that the rotor slipped, or one of the rotors is slipping. So, yeah, but that's the 3T22. It's awesome. I just have to fix that one tiny poo-poo thing. So, easy fix, though. I'll fix that probably tomorrow, honestly. I have lots of free time. So, yeah. All right. That was fun. We'll do a final sound off that isn't all broken and weird sounding. So, here's the STH-10. And here's the Cyclone. 8, 12, 12, Fort Harmony. Why the heck not? So, here we go. Let me wire everything up. It's like mini SirenCon here, guys. Yeah. Here we go. Oh. One of these adapters turns on, like, just, oh my gosh. One of these adapters is actually crazy. So, one of these adapters takes like 10 seconds to turn on or something crazy like that. So, here we go. Dude, that sounded like two Samsung motor sirens. The harmony was perfect. That's hard to do with DC sirens. So that was pretty cool. Yes, the Cyclone is significantly louder than the STH-10. I'll say that. Anyway, I've been farting around for far too long, but hey, that's a final sound off. That was so fun to build. My gosh. Yeah, I'll fix the mini Model 2T. Pay some respect to it. I never glued the rotor. That's something you should always do when making my sirens, or really any siren like this for that matter. Thank you so much, guys. I know it was lame that the 3T22 rotor started slipping like that, but easy fix. That's something I'll fix in my own time. Honestly, I might even be able to fix that like tonight. So what I can also fix tonight is the Model 2. So yeah, thank you guys so much. It was not your fault that you broke the Model 2. It's actually a good thing that it broke, because that reminded me, hey, you forgot to glue the rotor and you got to glue it before you sell it. So yeah, I only heard the Cyclone. Yeah. So guys, we're at 3 sirens here for the stock. The Cyclone, the Model 2T, I got to fix it. Very easy though. And the STH-10. These two work perfectly. I had to fix my 3T22 because it's got a asymmetric wind up or something like that. So that was fun. But anyway, 3T22, my gosh, has been one of my most reliable sirens. It's just, again, I was running it in the rain and stuff, and that probably caused one of the rotors to just start detaching from the shaft. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was fun. We were just overdue of 2 hours here, so that's fine though. I'll see you guys on the next one in the next stream. Oh, that's another thing. I think I changed my lineup of sirens I'm going to be selling. I think I'm going to be selling... So I'm printing an SD10 right now. I got so many requests from people. Make an SD10! So I just had to make one. It'll be white like the STH-10 here. Why not? And, oh yeah, the 2T22. That's another siren. And I'll be sure to glue the rotors on that so I don't get that weird Sentry wind-up. Yeah, thank you so much, MetroLink. The fixes should be pretty easy, so yeah. Sell the 2T22? Yes. I gave you guys a price point. It was going to be, I think I'm going to price it at $135 plus shipping. I know it's expensive, but please understand. I mean, I just showed you guys the size of the 3T22. That's how big the 2T22 is. It takes a long time to print, so yeah. Anyway, that was fun. I'll see you guys on the next one. I gotta fix those sirens. I'll probably do that tonight. Heck, maybe tomorrow when I have time. But yeah. I'll see you later. Gaming with Johnny. Sorry, what messages? Yeah, thank you. But yeah, cheaper siren. I mean, guys, go with like the Model 2. It's only $60. Or the STH-10. I think, sorry, 75. If I'm not mistaken. I'm forgetting my own prices. Cyclone here's $90 because it's huge. See you guys in the next one. Yeah. Yep, I'll fix the Model 2. I'll also fix the silly 3T22. That'll be fun to do because I want to see those dampers working. I want to hear it do like a high-low that's not, doesn't sound like a Sentry siren. Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye.